Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What's Hot with Scott. I'm going to give this a few minutes as we try to wait for a few people to join us that I know we're planning on being involved today, or at least listening in. I hope you had a great 4th of July. We didn't obviously do one last week as we enjoyed the 4th ourselves, celebrating the freedoms we have in this country and enjoying some fireworks and fishing and all kinds of fun stuff. I hope you enjoyed yourself as well. I see Joanne's joined us. Thank you, Joanne. And Jen. I see others joining in here. All right. Hi, Jen. I don't know how to actually respond while I'm doing this. So if I'm supposed to, again, I'm learning. I know a lot about remodeling. I don't know so much about Facebook and how this works. So good morning, Joanne. Again, maybe one of these days I'll figure out if I'm supposed to actually type a response or not. So we're talking about kitchens here. This is our What's Hot with Scott. We talk about what we love, what we're passionate about here at Titus Contracting, and that's residential and commercial remodeling. I'm Scott Rajavuori. I love what I do, and I love talking about this. So thanks for joining us. Again, kitchens is our topic. We're continuing on from last week where we touched base on some cool little features you can add, air switches, under-counter heating or heating the countertops. So today we're going to talk about the heartbeat, the kitchen. And as we see kitchens becoming the spot where people gather, where we have so many so much of the entertaining going on in our home. We see the kitchens getting bigger and bigger. People want to include everyone in there as they're preparing their food or just having snacks or drinks or whatever. So we're just seeing the kitchens become larger and more open spaces, and that's been trending that way for quite some time. And in that, we're seeing a lot of bar areas, eating areas that you can sit at and talk to whoever's working in the kitchen if they are, or just sitting as a group and talking. And I'm sure you've seen this. I would say right now we're doing probably at least 75 or 80% of our kitchens with bars. So there's a couple different ways about going about this. People need to consider when they're thinking about bars, are you one who keeps your kitchen really clean and you don't care if people could see everything that's in there, or are you a person who maybe has some stuff sitting in the sink and things laying around? So that might help you to decide whether you want a raised bar or a countertop height bar. But here is an example, and I actually have included today a link to one of our kitchens, but this is an example. Actually, we just released a bunch of pictures before and after on this particular kitchen of a countertop height bar. So it's all one level, great working surface. The stools will be shorter. That's one thing to really be keeping in mind when you're thinking about your stool purchase. If you're buying online, think about the height of your countertop, because that countertop I just showed you is 36 inches to the top, and you want to think about what you need for the stools to fit underneath that space, right? You don't want to get these high stools and have your knees above your countertop. That doesn't work so well. So that's important. Another one is a raised bar top, and I think we do more of this. Thanks, Jen. That is a beautiful kitchen, isn't it? Wonderful. St. Paul. Another St. Paul kitchen. We love doing work in St. Paul. This is not the first picture I want to show you. This is. So this is a raised bar top. Shout out to Paulson Brothers. They do a lot of our cabinet work. We love working with Big Al over at Paulson Brothers and Kenny and the team. So that is a raised bar. You see a frame around there. It's glass. That's not something we do a lot. We've done recycled glass. The glass, you could do countertops that go with the countertops but are not the same in the rest of the kitchen. So that's glass, cool frame. It's built up. It kind of hides what's behind that raised bar area. So you see the taller stools in that. And then another thing that we're doing a lot, and you see that in that other picture, but this is in St. Paul as well. This is cool. That is a built-in table. So we build custom tables for clients, and we connect them to the cabinets. It gives us support on the one side, so there doesn't need to be any legs, a little more leg room because of that. And then we put legs on the back side, and the legs can be super creative. You want to think about that. How many legs do you need? What kind of knee space do you need? Do you want something that's metal? Do you want something that's wood? The top surface, what do you want there? Do you want wood? Do you want that to match the cabinets? Do you want it to contrast the cabinets? So those are things to consider. So I guess when we meet with a client, we're working on design at Titus Contractor, and we want to think about how many people are you going to set at this area? How many people would you like to, as a maximum, have? And always account for the maximum, because you just keep stools pushed in. What's your area? What's your space like? Is it going to flow? You don't want to force in. People try to force in these islands, and they don't work. So what's your space? How's your flow? How will the stools affect the flow, and all these things? And be thinking about this prior to your first meeting, and because these are things we'll discuss when we get together. I won't keep going on. I love talking about this. Thank you for being here today. If you've got any questions, you can email me, scott@tituscontracting.com. You can message us here on Facebook. You can call us. We'd love to help. We'd love to work with you on your project. Again, just enjoy your day, and thanks for joining us with What's Hot with Scott at Titus Contracting. Again, Scott Rajavuori, thanks so much. Bye now.